Tension builds early as Moron and Ospina Castro explore the depths of the French defense. Steinitz variation Boleslavsky variation in Subzonal 230 to Medellin 2025 Absoluto round 8. On e4. On e6. On d4. On d5. Knight c3. Knight f6. Ospina Castro wants to play. Knight takes e4. Knight takes e4. On takes e4 and dominate the board. On e5 played by Moron. Threatening pawn takes f6. Knight fd7 played by Ospina Castro. On f4. On c5. Knight f3. Knight c6. We are now in the French defense. Steinitz variation Boleslavsky variation. Bishop e3. Bishop e7. Queen d2. King castled kingside. On g3. On a6. On a3. On b5. On takes c5. Bishop takes c5. Knight e2. Bishop b7. It is novelty move. Ospina Castro is aiming to play. On d4. Bishop f2. Knight takes e5. Knight takes e5. Knight takes e5. On takes e5. Bishop takes h1 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Knight ed4 played by Moron. Rook c8. Bishop g2. Queen e7. King castled kingside. Knight takes d4. Knight takes d4. On f6. Ospina Castro is planning to play. On takes e5. On takes e5. Knight takes e5 and put immense pressure on the opponent. On takes f6 played by Moron. Knight takes f6. On c3. Knight e4. Threatening knight takes d2. Queen d3 played by Moron. Rook ce8. Knight f3. Bishop d6. Bishop d4. On g5. Knight e5. On takes f4. On takes f4. Queen h4. Rook f3. Moron is looking to play. Rook h3. Rook takes f4. Bishop takes e4. Rook e7. Rook takes h4. Rook g7 check. Queen g3. Rook takes h4. Queen takes g7 check, and secure a stronghold in the game. Rook takes f4 played by Ospina Castro. Rook g3 check. Knight takes g3. On takes g3. Rook takes d4. On takes d4. Queen g5. Ospina Castro's idea is to play. Bishop takes e5. On takes e5. Queen takes e5 and seize the initiative. Rook e1 played by Moron. Rook e7. Bishop h3. Queen h6. Ospina Castro wants to play. Queen takes h3. On g4. Queen takes d3. Knight takes d3. On b4. On takes b4. Bishop c7. Rook f1. Rook g7 and take decisive advantage. King g2 played by Moron. Rook g7. Knight g4. Threatening knight takes h6 check. Queen g6 played by Ospina Castro. Queen f3. Pause the video and find the best move for Ospina Castro. Bishop c8 is logical continuation as Rook c1, Bishop d7, Knight f6 check, King h8, Knight takes d7, Queen takes g3 check position is equal. Let's explore the main variation. Threatening Queen takes d3. Queen f3 played by Moron. Bishop takes g3. Stop here and find the strongest move for Moron. Knight h6 check is a strong choice since King h8, Queen f8 check, Rook g8, Knight f7 check, Queen takes f7, Queen takes f7. Moron have small advantage. Let's go to the main line. Moron wants to play Rook takes e6, on b4, Knight h6 check, King h8, Rook takes g6, Rook takes g6, Queen f7, Bishop c6, Knight f5 and dominate the board. Bishop takes g3 turns the tide in the opponent's favor. Played by Ospina Castro. Queen takes g3 is a blunder. Played by Moron. On h5. Queen b8 check. King h7. Threatening pawn takes g4. Queen h2 played by Moron. Queen h6. Threatening pawn takes g4. King g3 played by Moron. Pawn takes g4. Queen c2 check. King g8. Threatening queen takes h3 check. Bishop takes g4 played by Moron. Queen f6. Threatening queen takes d4. Queen d2 played by Moron. Queen f5. Ospina Castro is looking to play Rook takes g4 check. King h2. Queen h5 mate and increase their advantage significantly. Queen f4 played by Moron. Bishop c8. Ospina Castro considers playing on e5. Queen takes f5. Bishop takes f5. Rook takes e5. Bishop takes g4 and sees the initiative. Rook e5 played by Moron. Queen takes f4 check. King takes f4. King f7. Bishop h5 check. King f6. Bishop g4. Rook c7. Ospina Castro wants to play Rook c4. King e3. Rook c2. On b4. Rook a2. Bishop d1. Bishop d7. King d3. Rook takes a3 check and secure a stronghold in the game. Rook e2 played by Moron. Rook c4. Ospina Castro wants to play on e5 check. Rook takes e5. Rook takes d4 check. King e3. King takes e5 and establish a winning position. King e3 played by Moron. Bishop d7. King d3. On b4. On takes b4. Rook takes b4. Rook f2 check. King e7. Bishop d1. Bishop b5 check. King e3. On e5. Threatening rook takes d4. On takes e5 played by Mora Moron. Rook e4 check. King d2. Rook takes e5. Rook h2. King d6. Rook h4. Rook g5. Bishop f3. Bishop c4. Pawn b3. Bishop b5. Rook h5. Threatening rook takes g5. Rook takes h5 played by Ospina Castro. Bishop takes h5. On d4. Bishop f7. King c5. King c2. Bishop d7. Bishop c4. On a5. Ospina Castro is aiming to play. On a4. Bishop g8. On a3. On b4 check. King takes b4. King d3. Bishop a4. King takes d4. Bishop b3 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Bishop d3 played by Mora Moron. King b4. Ospina Castro wants to play. Bishop e6. Bishop h7. Bishop takes b3 check and take decisive advantage. King d2 played by Mora Moron. Bishop b5. Threatening bishop takes d3. Bishop b1 played by Mora Moron. Bishop f1. Bishop e4. Bishop h3. Bishop g6. Bishop e6. Threatening bishop takes b3. Bishop c2 played by Mora Moron. Bishop d5. Bishop d1. On d3 take a moment to spot the best move for Mora Moron. Bishop c2 is the right idea because on takes c2. King takes c2. King a3. King b1. Bishop g2. King a1 position is equal. Let's go to the main game. On d3. King a2 creates serious weaknesses in the position. Played by Mora Moron. On a4. King b2 take a moment to spot the best move for Ospina Castro. Bishop takes b3 is the right idea because Bishop h5. On a3 check. King a1. King c5. Bishop e8. On d2 Ospina Castro have small advantage. Let's proceed to the main line. King b2. On takes b3 is not the best move played by Ospina Castro. Bishop h5. King c4. Bishop g6. King d4. Bishop h5. On d2. Bishop d1. King d3. Bishop h5. King e3. Ospina Castro is planning to play. Bishop f3. King c3. Bishop takes h5 and establish a winning position. Bishop d1 played by Mora Moron. King f2. Mora Moron saw no escape and decided to resign.